global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
The 25 lawmakers who cross-carpeted from PDP to APC in Rivers State seems to be on the stranded lane, considering the latest update right now. Most Nigerians are wondering if Wike is still standing gidigba with him, or he wants this wahaha of 1 year anniversary to be over so that he can wade into the case strongly. Don't forget that right now there is a new guy on board as a speaker, and he has gone a step further to making sure that those guys, the 25 lawmakers, do not parade themselves as lawmakers again, and thereby declaring their seat vacant according to the constitution. But the latest info have it that there is a restraining order, and the big question is, would Wike fold his hand and watch this guy go into oblivion, or do you think he's going to come back very strong to at least prove himself before Fubara that he was his lecturer? Let's dive into the news and get to hear exactly the content of this restraining order, which is coming from a court in Rivers State. The court in Rivers State has granted interlocutory injunction restraining Amawale-led assembly from sitting acting as lawmakers. The State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, has issued an interlocutory injunction barring the lawmakers led by Speaker Martins Amawale from further sitting and parading themselves as members of the State House of Assembly. The court, presided over by Justice C. N. Wali, gave the order in a suit filed by the pro-governor Governor Fubara House of Assembly, led by the Speaker Victor Oko Jumbo and two others, Sukari Goodboy and Timothy. The suit listed 25 lawmakers as first to 25th defendants, and the Court of Rivers and the Governor of Rivers State, Attorney General, and the Chief Justice of the state as 26 and 28 defendants. The court had on May 10th granted a similar order on a motion ex parte, stopping the governor, the attorney general, and the chief judge from interacting with the affected lawmakers. Granting the interlocutory injunction on May 29, the court adjourned to July 1st, 2024 for mention. The court said an order of interlocutory injunction is granted restraining the first to 25th defendants from parading and holding out themselves as members of the Rivers State House of Assembly and or meeting sitting at the auditorium of the House of Assembly quarters located at off Aba Road, Port Harcourt, or at any other place whatsoever to purport to carry out the legislative business of the Rivers State House of Assembly, their legislative seat having been declared vacant pending the hearing and determination of the substantive suit. An order of interlocutory injunction is hereby made restraining the 26 to 28 defendants from dealing with, interacting, accepting any resolution, bill, and or however interacting with the first to 25th defendants in their purported capacity as members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. Their legislative seat have been declared vacant with effect from 18 December 2023, pending the hearing and determination of the substantive suit. For Wike's, for Fubara supporter, this is a great news, I must tell you. But most people still believe that Wike can eat his cake and have it. But others are of the opinion that Wike very soon may be bouncing back to fight really good. The big question is, what is going to be the case like with these guys now that this has come about? Don't forget that this is just a temporary restraining order given to the lawmakers. A lot of people are talking. Someone say as soon as hearing is done on this matter on the 1st of June and subsequently declaration and authentication by the court, I might start consultation to contest under Thai constituency as a member of the River State House of Assembly. You can imagine a lot of people are already ready, to contest. So even in APC, more support may not be coming to them again because there are so many people waiting to contest. And the most interesting part of this thing is that if those seats are declared vacant, some people who were ousted out and they were given that position will come in with full strength, owing to the fact that, number one, though they were handpicked by Wike. So right now, there's going to be a huge struggle. Even some people in Wike's camp will want to fight and kick them out to take that position. And don't forget that they are in APC. APC is a new ground, and I can assure you that there are people who were waiting, for this kind of opportunity. Some of them will start giving testimonies in church that the Lord has finally done it. God told me that I'm going to be a lawmaker in Rivers State, and it's like it's going to be fast forwarded. It's happening already. So right now, I don't know how their future is going to look like, but however, Nigerians are waiting to see what will be the final outcome of this. And I feel that the governor and whoever that is behind this, which I believe is the Fubara Pro speaker, should do a good work to by making sure all the relevant evidence that should be used against them are put in place, because don't forget that similar things is happening right now in Kano State. We are seeing a lot of fight from the federal high court down to the state high court. So with that in place, one must try to put his acts together so that they can get an appropriate success in the court proceeding, because without that, with the way Nigeria is going, money can change things. And if they come back, the first thing that will be in their list is to do what? To kick out the governor, which would not be palatable at all. But guess what? It has happened. So which means there is no way they can be parading themselves. They can't sit anywhere. Some other person here says laughable. Wait till Abuja court gives judgment. Exactly what I was saying. I know so well that Abuja court, which is the federal high court, may likely walk into this case. They may likely give a conflicting order. It has happened in Kanu, though the CGN has decided to call them, to address the case, because according to him, he says it's a huge shame on the judiciary where this one will be issuing conflicting orders and all of that. But then, don't forget that Wike is a man of the people. What I mean, not a man of the people, a man of this administration. Yesterday, there was something the president said about him. He even called him the landlord, which means he had given him so much respect. So this issue is yet unsettled. It has been temporarily settled, but Fubara should make sure that every relevant arsenal that will make him a success in this fight is put in place. Someone say, make I go drink one hero and groundnut with laughter. I say, even God no go help them for this matter. Don't go that far. God can what in. Another person here speaking says, this is story for the gods. We are sure that when Wike is ready for this guy, he will kick him out. For me, this is exercise in futility. Now, one said, how many times will they issue interlocutory injunction? All of these does not make any sense. However, the truth remains that the court has given an injunction that they should not parade themselves as lawmakers, which means they just need to hold back and wait until things get okay. My colleague is in the house. What's your standpoint on this?
Unfortunately, they've actually given APC members opportunity to contest. Like you rightly mentioned, during the reign and time of Wike, he literally brought them in as lawmakers. You hear him those days, he make bold statements like, I bought them forms and all that, meaning that as a sitting governor, then whatever I say concerning election is mandatory. Now, there may likely be a proper fair election, but this time around, I don't even see APC members who contested in the last election stepping down for them, because they actually bought the form. So now there's going to be a fresh election. And if they're coming in as APC members to contest, the former APC members who contested will not want to relinquish their hold. So it's a case of, well, you're now in, you have to take the back seat. It's my turn. So it's not going to be an easy one. In fact, if I was to be among these 25 lawmakers, I would do everything within my power not to go into another post. If there's a way I can reclaim back my mandate, even if it means me going back to Fubara and begging for loyalty, begging that I'm going to give my husband, I would do it, because, hey, when you lose this, I'm not so sure. Remember, the governor now is now the governor. He will ensure also within his act now that these 25 lawmakers do not find their way in, whether it is through APCU or PDP. No platform will make them win. And then, of course, he would have his boys that he want to put in place to pick the form, of which they will also be loyal to him. So it's a dicey one. Fighting against power that is power is not wise.
Well, but looking at these, you know that Wike structure is at stake right now. Political structure is at stake now. I don't think it's going to fight back after all these wahaha of 1 year anniversary and all of that.
Right now, there's something the president said that is quite interesting, meaning that he values Wike very, very strongly, which is a good one for Wike. But don't forget, constitution is constitution. In as much as Fubara is a sitting governor, he has an executive power that Wike cannot take. The only thing that can happen literally is to see how they can bend him, which is probably negotiating. Power is power. When Wike was the governor, nobody could bend Wike. He was power. And even when Buhari there was the president, he refused going to Abuja because he didn't want to hear stories. He stayed in his domain and he became almost like an emperor. So give it to him. He understands these dynamics. And if this guy is a true son of one who taught him Fubara, he should know the dynamics. Don't go to Abuja. You don't have you have oil. They will come to you. Your IGR and the fact that you have the crowd will make the governors and the president to always come and say hello to you. You're among the big three of Rivers, Kano, and Lagos. So whether they like it or yes, they will always come and consult you and pay homage to you because you're among those big three that every politician, particularly those going for presidency, will always consult. Let's go wrap it up if you ask me.
Global happenings today.